Optimum Coal's full-year diluted headline earnings per share surged eightfold to 201 cents on the back of higher group production. Here to tell us a little bit more about the company is, of course, Mike Teke, the CEO. Thank you so much, Mike, for joining us.
Thank you.
Great to have you on the program. As I alluded to, we're starting to see headline earnings per share increasing significantly, again, really on the back of production and also much higher coal prices. Take us over the period that was, and we know that you are still experiencing some challenges with the likes of Eskom.
Well, yeah, Optimum from an operational point of view, we are picking up stability and efficiencies, especially at Optimum Coal and Korenfontein.
Yeah.
Optimum Coal, we are expecting production to improve there, but we are happy the way we're going. And if you look at Korenfontein mines, it's steady as she sails, and we believe that there are more opportunities for us for growth in both operations.
Well, let's touch on your acquisition of prospecting rights from a BHP Billiton mine, in fact, the Remhoogte prospecting rights, 235 million rand in cash. Give us a little bit of a view in terms of timelines and bankable feasibility studies and something that the market can actually expect from that acquisition.
Well, at the moment, it's early days. We signed on Friday, 235 million rand for Remhoogte. The discussions at the moment is obviously to have those conditions, the condition to get the Section 11 transferred, to transfer the prospecting rights to Optimum Coal. Once that has been done, the team is full steam working on the capital, and we're looking at a period of 4 to 5 years that will bring that on stream.
Are you talking about 4 million tonnes per annum is what you're looking at for that acquisition in particular?
Yes.
With 2.5 million tonnes per annum with regards to exports?
Absolutely. Yes.
Let's touch on the export market. There's really
potential for Remhoogte to replace some of the life out of Optimum Coal, and the advantage with Remhoogte, it's closer to the Richards Bay Coal Terminal line.
Well, let's touch on the Richards Bay Coal Terminal line, and we know that Transnet, of course, there's a lot of problems that we've been experiencing from there. We know in terms of your export capacity with regards to Richards Bay Coal Terminal is around 318,000 tonnes per month, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Richards Bay Coal Terminal entitlement, it's 6.5 million tonnes for Optimum Coal,
okay,
and 1.5 million tonnes for Korenfontein mines. The total is 8 million tonnes.
And have you been able to hit that capacity, or haven't you, given the fact that we have seen issues?
We haven't, yes. We're looking forward to reaching that. If you look at our numbers to date, for the new financial year, our outlook is 7 to 7.2 million tonnes that we will be hitting in terms of our export tonnage.
Let's go forward with regards to the play between Eskom and export. We know that with regards to Eskom's pricing that you receive is not very close to the spot price. Are you seeing that gap starting to close going forward when you renegotiate those contracts?
The contract that we have with Eskom at Hendrina Power Station is a contract that runs until 2018. So the price will basically be based on escalations over a period of time. We're not going to negotiate that. We'll negotiate probably closer to 2014 for a new contract beyond 2018.
What are you receiving per tonne on that contract?
115 rand. 115, yes.
That is a massive difference from the $118 per tonne that can be received at the Richards Bay Coal Terminal.
Well, you're dealing with different types of coal qualities, obviously, for the two.
With regards to demand, we know that European markets are starting to slow down extensively. Taking a look at Asian growth, are you starting to tap into those markets more extensively? Yes,
we're seeing India coming in strongly. If you look at India and China and other Asian countries, they are coming on strongly. Europe is still a participant, but you're seeing a shift from Europe historically to the Asian markets. And I think the price as well, at $118 a tonne. There is an attraction there.
With regards to margins, also still sitting at around 16% or so, where do you see margins going from here onwards? Do you think that there is room to improve?
There's room to improve. As I said to you, stability and efficiencies, that will help you control your costs. And there's an opportunity for you to work on those margins.
With regards to electricity costs, that only accounts for 3% of cost. Diesel's around 13%. What are you going to do about that big chunk then? And one only has to look at what's happening on the Brent crude side to say that that definitely needs to come down.
Well, you must remember you use a lot of machinery that uses diesel. So if you increase your production and there's more activity at the mines, you are inclined to use more diesel. Then there are general increases that come up with diesel. So it could be a factor of increasing your tonnage at the mine in terms of run of mine at both operations, because you use a lot of diesel and a lot of...
So we can expect that number then to actually increase as opposed to come down?
It will come down. We will manage that properly. But the point I'm making is that if your production increases, then you'll be using more machinery to get that production out. There is an increase, but the increase will be a reasonable type of increase.
Tell us about your costs per tonne at this point in time and what kind of numbers we can actually expect going forward into 2012.
Optimum Coal, we're talking about all-in costs.
Yes.
In other words, at port, you're talking about around 555 rand. That's the number we came out with. Yeah. And now the point is we need to try and improve and push it down slightly.
So in other words, you are selling coal to Eskom at a loss, essentially.
Well, that's a loss-making contract. That's what they call it. And at the end of the day, as I say, the coal qualities that you export and the coal qualities that you sell to Eskom, it's completely different. But yes, it's a loss-making contract.
What do you make of a lot of talk that perhaps some of the international players, such as BHP Billiton, are starting to leave the country because of fear of nationalisation? And perhaps this is why a lot of people saying that Optimum Coal has soaked up those prospecting rights from BHP Billiton with regards to Remhoogte. What is your view on that?
My view is that, this country needs growth. This country needs growth that will propel job opportunities and once we create more jobs, this country will prosper. Issues like poverty and joblessness and unhappy people and unhappiness in the country will be resolved. I think the issue of nationalization, in my view, shouldn't be given attention. Yeah. More attention should be given to growth in this country. And Optimum, as a growth story, as a business that's growing, we believe that going forward, we can contribute to that.
You've also said that we could see consolidation within the coal mining space. Are you talking about the junior coal miners and consolidation within that space? What kind of trend do you see?
I'm seeing, yes, the development of most junior coal miners, and there is an opportunity. If you come across an opportunity of that nature at the right price, obviously, we would like to consolidate those.
So in other words, still on the cards in terms of acquisitions for Optimum
There
Coal.
are quite a number of opportunities.
And what about the Maputo Coal Terminal? Any prospects there?
Our focus at the moment is RBCT.
Okay.
We haven't explored the Maputo terminal at all.